welcome to Punky's World. This is going to be our genealogy video. And, you know, if my fingers don't freeze off, I only got my heat kicking in. First of all, I apologize if I look like, as my mother used to say, the wreck of the Hesperus. Now, was that a real ship? That is the question before we get to the genealogy. That's the question of the day. Hesperus. Hesperus. Okay, the wreck of the Hesperus is a poem by Longfellow. Still didn't answer the question. Okay. Came from the blizzard of 1839. Okay. Okay. So yes, it's the wreck of the Hesperus. But yeah, my mother would have known that. She would have known the Longfellow connection, because she was into that stuff. So that's probably where she got it from. Okay, I'm going to show you what I did cleaning out the books. You know, where we do our research here. What I did was I took this book and I have all of the stuff I'm actually working on, that I'm researching. All in here, okay? All in this book, with a little bit of paper back here. Because I can write on that paper, and then it has holes in it, and I can put it right in here. Everything's punched in here. I'll tell you a little bit about what's in here and what I'm working on in a minute. But first I want to show you this. I used this book for the blank forms to put in information on the blank forms. Let me hold it up better. All the different blank forms. I even took blank forms from the forms that my mother made, these, for birth, death, and marriage, and put them in there as well. She was quite creative. But yeah, this is blank forms for me to fill out, and when I fill them out, if I still have research that I want to do on the person, and now I have the date, I'll transfer it to here. Otherwise, I'll transfer it to the back of here, or to the, actually what I'll do, scratch that. If I don't need to transfer it to here for further research, I will transfer it to the book that I showed you that had all the filled in ones. So the filled in ones stay together. Oh my hands. Anyway, so that's what I'll do with it. But that is that. Oh, I want to show you something while I'm thinking of it. I found this. Helps me sort out my grocery list. Love it. So you can see we're going to have a pretty good grocery haul this week. I still haven't heard back from the doctor. I'll let you know what he says when I do hear back. I didn't see anything in my notifications here yet. cousin wrote back to me, asked me some more questions. You recall that car accident that we talked about in our last genealogy video. Okay. I just left this in here because it's good to hold a pen. Okay, I have Kennedy's in here. Forbes. I didn't put them in any particular Hemingway's. I didn't put them in any particular order because you don't necessarily research them in any particular order. I also have highlighted things. This is something I wanted to show you. We briefly touched on this. This is a form from a funeral home. And funeral records for Pennsylvania, New Jersey. If you recall, I talked about how they're together on Ancestry. This is where I blew it up a little bit. Excuse me. This is Eunice Peels. And as mentioned, if you go by the Hartford Current, she died in Boston. This is Pennsylvania. And we know this is the right person. You know, it's difficult to read, but it gives you E. Peel, yep, mother, Miss, Miss May Peel. Birth, Hartford, Connecticut. So it's the right one. It's just, I don't know how Hartford got it so darn wrong. But yeah, I got rid of the one that was too small, and I kept the blow up because I need to find the actual death record here. Someone in the family thought she died working in a fancy department store as a fashion buyer or something in New York City. Well, that wasn't the case either. Again, these are Burgesses that I'm going through on that particular piece of paper. These are old Ancestry records. They don't do it this way anymore. So what was the year on this particular printout? When was this printed out? There's usually a date. Oh, 8/9/2001. Holy crap. Okay, this is Lionel Menard's death record. Actually, it's the Connecticut Death Index. It's printed out completely differently than the way you would see Ancestry today. I think Ancestry was even free back then, if I'm not mistaken. I know it was free at one point because we've been using it since it was free. Yeah, this does not have anything to do with genealogy. I think I wanted to research that regardless. And there's just so much here. I noted a marriage date for Wilson and Ida Gates, hoping that if I found their marriage license, I might find more. And I found Lizzie Lockwood's date of death, February 25th, 1948. It's very important when you have stuff written on paper. What I did was I took all the stuff that I had written on individual pieces of paper. I put those all together in here. I organized it so that all the pieces of paper are together in one spot in here. It just made more sense. There's more del. Also, what you're going to find is spelling differentials across the board. You're going to have spelling differentials on just about everything. Names, place names, well, surnames, place names, even first names. A good example is my mother's, well, my great-great-great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, Mayvilla Mitchell Cox. Now, you would think Mayvilla, M-A-Y-V-I-L-L-A would be a simple name, right? Well, not so much. Because you get census records and other records that say Mary Villa, Ma space Villa, Ma Viller. I mean, I can't even go through all of the iterations of her name. It's insane. And sometimes somebody will end up with a name because their name was mistaken on their birth record, so parents just left it that way. My grandmother was supposed to be Frida. Well, her birth record, they wrote Fleda, and my great-grandparents kept it. So my grandmother became known as Fleda. So they do that all the time. Dalzell is D-A-L-Z-E-L-L. You can find it D-A-Z-I-E-L-L. And there's a couple of different variations of it. One L. Oh, we got a message from the doctor, guys. Let's see what he said. We'll read it while we're on. Let's see here. Thank you. He sent in a Z-Pack. There we go. Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. Getting a Z-Pack. That's an antibiotic, which I so much appreciate, because I can't take much more. So, I'm going to see if my friend can pick it up when her husband gets out of work today. No, I wasn't texting. I was clearing that stupid thing off. As I was saying before I was interrupted by that, my hands, if you could feel them. I mean, they feel good to touch my sinuses, but holy crap, they are frozen. You'll even find an obituary or two in here just because I need to do more research. But like I said, don't discount a name because it's not spelled correctly or the way your family spells it. You'd be amazed. And part of the reason that is the fact that these people had accents. You have to remember, depending on what place that they were from. Now, my great-grandparents, my father's parents, were from Northern Ireland, from County Armagh. And so they had a thick accent. So when they spoke, the names may not have sounded the way I say them, you know, and that's true whether your ancestors came from Italy, Czechoslovakia, any of those places. And trust me, I use Czechoslovakia as an example for a reason. Because if you see my video from St. Denis Cemetery, you'll see that there are a lot of Slovakian names. I was talking about this with the cable guy yesterday. The cable guy happened to be from Kosovo, which is pretty amazing and pretty neat, except for the whole war thing. You'd be surprised I knew about that. It's like everybody looks at me and says, "Where's Kosovo?" Well, then they need a geography lesson or a history lesson if they don't know about that. Jeez, what rock did they live under? But anyway, so I was talking to him about that. This town is largely French and Slovak, which I mentioned to you guys in that video. And the Czechoslovakian names, I know how to pronounce them, how they're pronounced in town. But if I were just looking at those stones and didn't already know the name, hadn't already heard the names many times throughout my life, because I grew up here, I wouldn't be able to pronounce them. And it's likely that either they spelled the name out when they came into the country, or that it was even worse, and that's how it got spelled when they came in. And some people change their names. You know, you'll hear erroneously that border agents changed people's names when they came into like Ellis Island and Castle Garden and whatnot. But actually, it was the people that changed their names. In fact, there's a missing case. And the family's name, it looks like Wesolowski, but the W is pronounced with a V sound, which is it's a German thing, but they weren't German. But anyway, it's also a Polish thing to have a W have a V sound. So it's Wesolowski or something like that. I think it's Polish, but they changed it themselves to Wells because when you look at it, nobody can pronounce it correctly. And you will see French names where they literally change them into the English translation. In my family, and that makes it even more confusing, by the way. When you are looking at, for example, my great-great-great-grandfather's name was Narcisse in French. And his son was also Narcisse. Actually, his father was Narcisse as well. And all of a sudden, you find his son in the United States. His name is Nelson. Well, that's because Nelson is the English translation of the Americanization of Narcisse. If your French relative's name is Etienne, and then you find a Stephen in an American census, guess what? That's your relative. It's the same person, because Stephen is Etienne. People think that Jacques is John. It's actually not. Jacques is Jacob. Jean, or Jean, J-E-A-N, is John in French, just so you know. Sheesh, that wind is blowing. So yeah, also, in the French last names, they did the same thing. Because unfortunately, they were called the, quote, dirty Frenchmen. And the dirty Irishman. It's horrible. But, so they would change their name. Like the French name Coudremarche, or Coudremarche, is short sleeves. They just did the English translation, Kudamar, short sleeves. Same thing with my family. Boisvert, or Boisvert, if you said it the way it's written out. But if you pronounced it phonetically, it's Boisvert. They pronounce it Boisvert. And believe me, you can get a ton of different spellings of that. But in the United States, it got Americanized to its English translation of Greenwood. Same family, same great-great-grandmother. So, yeah. And Bordeaux, that's insane. Oh, Ursule. I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced, but Ursele, I think is how it's spelled, is Sally. And we learned that because that's my great-great-great grandmother's name. Ursule Girton, or Sally Girton. So, just things for you to keep in mind if you're doing French work. Because, and I mentioned it names in another video. So yeah, I kept all of this stuff so that I could better research this stuff all in one place. And like I said, I wanted to not have this so full, so I put the blank forms in the other folder. And this folder is nice because I could take it with me because of the Velcro closure of the Trapper Keeper, and the fact that it has a clipboard in the back that I can put a little bit of paper in. I have a little bit of paper in, and go from there. Oh, too funny. I plugged in the DVD player, right, to charge. Well, I went in there to get these books for this video, right? And I hear sounds like music. What the hell is that? And I lean down by the bed to pick these up, and I can really hear it now. I'm like, that's the DVD player. Because I can hear it coming out of the headphones. And I pick up the headphones to figure out why the DVD player is making noise, because it's closed, it should be off. And I'm like, that's the DVD. So I open the DVD player, DVD is playing, I shut the thing off, because all I wanted it to do was charge, not play Rachel Ray. The background was shut. So that was kind of funny. I'm glad I went in there to get this stuff for this video. By the way, we have 2 kid missing videos today. We have the update, or well, not really update, the clarification video in the Michelle Norris case, and we have the video for Brandon Swanson, first official video for Oddities October. He's going up right now, so he will be up right in time, right on time, right between 2 and 4. So he's probably already up, because it was a pretty short upload. Then I will go, the wrestling one is in production, and I will go and upload that one. So, but I hope I didn't bore you too much. And again, you can make your own forms if you want to, like my mother did here, just as an example. Again, I want you to be able to see it, but I don't know if you can. Oh, and I read how to get the cigarette smell out of paper. I didn't realize that was possible. Apparently, if you put them on a paper on a tray with baking soda underneath it, the baking soda comes up and it pulls out the stink. So, but as far as the actual books go, these 2 don't smell because I got these later. Well, this one Yeah, this one doesn't really smell. I got these later. I will just get new binders over time and put them in new binders. I'm not even gonna try to wash the binders. So now I'm gonna go. I'm going to call my friend and see if I can get my medication. And I also have to call the pharmacy and find out why my other medication is not going to be ready till the 5th. That just doesn't sound right. But I will see you again for another video. Please let me know what you think of these genealogy tips videos, because I think they would have been helpful to me, you know, and I try to put links that are helpful, you know. I think I'll put Family Search in this one. Let me just write that down, because Family Search is free and it's a great place to search. And there's no how-to on making your own forms. Excuse me. My mother happened to be certified in Lotus 123. So she used that for spreadsheet. But you can use any spreadsheet you want, anything you're comfortable with. Or just use something where you can draw lines on the computer, or even draw lines with it if you can do that, draw lines with a ruler and do that. So, because my mother's done that too. Because sometimes the line doesn't come out if you don't do something specific in the program. Sometimes the lines don't come out. So it just depends. I'm going to try to get some rest today, because I feel like crap. I really want to be ready for the end of the week. Excuse me. So I'm going to get my antibiotics, rest, drink lots of ginger ale, watch TV. Oh, excuse me, and try to relax. I'm having a frozen dinner for supper. I am not working at all. And that way there I can use a plastic fork and throw the dishes away. Because I do not feel good. I do not feel like doing that. Oh, and a little update on little Sebastian, hashtag fight Sebastian fight. Well, it turns out that Sebastian got a virulent type of streptococcus infection that as his mother put it, made a nice, comfy, cozy home on his heart. So he's going to be on IV antibiotics. He's getting a PICC line. He'll be home in the next couple of days, hopefully. That's the goal. He will not be home for his birthday today. Happy 5th birthday, Sebastian. Excuse me. And everybody in the comments of Stephanie George's video, wish him a happy 5th birthday today on last night's video. I'll link the video. So anyway, like I said, fight, Sebastian, fight. You got this. He'll be going home, with, like I said, with a PICC line when he does go home, and he will be getting his IV antibiotics at home from his mom, which is nice. I agree with the theory that you heal better at home. I certainly know that that was true for me and everything that I've been through. Excuse me. Thank you so much for watching, for supporting me Thank you to the 203 people who have subscribed to Kid Missing. Thank you to all my subscribers here. I pray those numbers keep going up. I haven't looked yet because I'm still over Kid Missing at the moment. I am going to curl up and watch this DVD set after. Actually, I'm getting these done decently early today, which is nice because I feel like crap. I know I already said that, but it's true. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope that you're here next time. Please click like. Please click the subscribe button and the bell for your notifications, but you can also check out my social media, particularly my Twitter, for every time I upload. Both of my Twitters are linked in the permalinks in the description. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you can actually see how long my cheeks are. God bless you, and bye-bye.